Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we are going to check fresh release from Brengun. It is molded in 1/72 scale, and this time plastic copy is P-51 Mustang Ia, so it's early version of the famous aircraft, and now in a small scale we have a chance to copy it. So this is a commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff if you order it from official Brengun website, and now we are going to open it and check it closer. So first of all, here we have nice small box. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Box art is quite beautiful in my opinion. Then here on the side we have some information about this kit, and then on the rear side we have 4 marking options, markings printed in color. And as you can see, one will be with these invasion stripes, and another ones are finished in traditional dark green. So it will be up to you which one you will choose, obviously. But now we are going to open it and take a look inside. So this is a side opening box. Here is what we have inside. Let's remove it. And plastic sprues are packed together with assembly manual, decals, and also clear parts. That's not cool in my opinion, because clear parts might get scratched easily. So let's open it. Okay. We remove those plastic screws. Okay, so we flip it like this, and we already have one resin part fallen out. But first I would like to start with this clear sprue. As you can see here, manufacturer packed the canopy part, and canopy part is molded as a one-piece part, so you have to be careful while separating it and installing it. And of course you won't be able to replicate open cockpit on your model because, well, that's a closed canopy, so there is no option. And of course masks are not included, so you can search for some aftermarket set or just cut them with your own hands. And once again I will repeat myself that if you have a chance to check these parts before the purchase, better do it, because there might be some minor scratches due to such packing style. Next we have the small resin part, which will be actually copying the air intake on this aircraft. As you can see, it's a one-piece part, so obviously you won't have seams in the middle of this element, and that's really cool because you won't have to deal with sanding and polishing such stuff. You just get this part out of the box and install it onto the necessary spot. That's really a nice addition in my opinion. Next we have a small brown plastic sprue. This one is a bit dirty, as you can see. I wonder why, but well, here we have the wing parts. These are top wing halves and one bottom. Then we have also ailerons pre-molded. I can guess that flaps will be separate, so maybe at least the flaps can be retracted on this aircraft. Note that machine gun barrels are also pre-molded, and we have here the recessed panel lines and riveting. So in this scale it should be more or less okay, but inside there is no detailing. Why? Because these top halves, they have these special recessed slots which will serve as a guiding elements. And that's quite unusual, I would say. I would rather do the leading edge as a guiding element and those trailing edges as a, let's say, joint between two halves. But here we have the opposite way, and that will make you work on the joint in this frontal area. That won't be cool in my opinion, but well, we have what we have. Next we have gray plastic sprues. Those ones, for example, this one is dedicated to fuselage halves. Both are molded together with tail fin. Here we have separate wheel wells parts, and external detailing on those fuselage halves is really good. You can see the recessed panel lines and riveting. We also have one-piece tail wings, one-piece rudder, cockpit floor, exhaust here, and now I can also show here the one-piece propeller. But now we can zoom in and take a closer look at the detailing of those fuselage halves. So here you can see them. Really nice molding quality, and I hope it will be easy to combine them together. Here you can see another one. As you can see, these panel lines are not that deep, so be careful, do not apply a lot of really thick layer of primer, because otherwise you can risk loosen them. Here inside you can see that there are no guiding elements inside whatsoever, and also just one tab for the cockpit floor, and it will be a bit tricky to combine them. Here on the other half we have the special angle which will be actually holding the cockpit floor, so at least something will help us assemble. But here for the fuselage halves we don't have anything, so be ready for this. Next we have third and the last gray plastic sprue. This one is dedicated to various minor internal and external components. I would like to zoom out first so that you can see all parts at once. Here we have the cockpit walls, the flaps which are molded separately, pilot seat, the tail wheel, the main landing gear wheels, then the landing gear doors, bomb parts, landing gear legs, and molding quality is more or less fine. I can see small amounts of flash on some parts. You will have to clean it with sharp knife. And now let's zoom in a bit. Okay, now you can see, for example, the small amount of flash on the bomb part. The same goes for this element, for example, and for the combing panel. Then here you can see the landing gear wheels. They look fine, but if you can get the resin replacement, I would rather do it, because it will help you improve the detailing even in such small scale. Here we have the cockpit walls, by the way. Next we have flaps and parts for the air intake, but as you remember, we get the air intake as a one-piece part, so you don't have to be worried about any plastic parts in this area. Here we have the propeller hub, pilot seat. Let's flip it over. Here you can see it from the other side. Then here we can see some minor parts for the landing gear, dashboard, landing gear legs, and bombs. So overall molding quality seems to be fine. Here, by the way, you can see that inside bombs we don't have any guiding elements. But I am quite surprised that in this relatively young plastic we get the flash around the parts. It's really unusual in my opinion, and you will have to clean it obviously, because otherwise it won't be possible to assemble the model. Next we have Decals sheets, and here I can see that we have all necessary symbols for marking options, as you remember. Let's zoom in a bit closer. There is no mention where it was printed, but as you can see, printing quality looks quite fine. Of course, for example, those yellow lines, they can be replicated with help of masks, so it will be up to you how you would like to copy them. I would rather advise to use masks, because those will be placed on the wings, so it will be easier to get a more or less convincing appearance. Okay. And next, last but not the least, is assembly manual. This one is printed in black and white. Here it is. And unlike some other manuals for the kits, here we don't have any history note on the first page. Moreover, part numbers are shown here on the parts map, and the same can be said about the colors. So as you can see, colors are given in the standard designations. There is no attachment to any paint manufacturer, so you will have to find a suitable shade. So for example, you can see that you have to use, for example, black color, gunmetal color, but there is no paint number for this. Next, we start the assembly process. So let's zoom in a bit. Now you should be able to see it. So everything starts with the cockpit, obviously. As you can see, manufacturer suggests to install the cockpit floor onto the right fuselage half. And next we continue with various additions to the cockpit. So as you can see, you will have to replicate the combing panel. You will have to install the rear wall behind the pilot. Here we install the air intake parts, the tail landing gear, and join fuselage halves together. In the meantime, you also glue the propeller. Here we continue with landing gear and also install the separately molded flaps. Note that you have to fill some elements in order to copy this particular version. Wing assembly will be combined out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts together. Next we have here wing installation on the fuselage, and you also join the clear element here. That will be the lamps, the landing gear lamps. Then here we have the antenna, which is a bit thick in my opinion. Here we install the tail wings and also tail landing gear doors. Now let's flip it over. here we continue with resin parts and also landing gear installation. And maybe you can also try to replicate the aircraft with closed landing gear. It will be up to you which version you will choose, but maybe some others would like to try it. Then here note that you have to cut hole through the clear elements, so be ready for this. And also you have to install the antenna made out of your own wire. And next here we have the complete look of the aircraft in the finished state. So it will be a small aircraft, but it will be quite nice. And just a small hint, it is based on AZ model plastics. That's why I'm a bit surprised that we have flash around the parts. We've assembled this kit before. You can find the build review on our website. I recommend to check it. But otherwise, this new version 1A is a quite interesting alternative for those who would like to build a small-scale aircraft kit and to build actually something different from all those Focke-Wulf and BF109s. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It will help you not to miss any new video reviews, and I will see you in the next video as usual. Bye!